Like and subscribe. This is the Nightly Fix on Foolish Club Media. Right there, the guy with the weird eyebrows is Osita, and who is missing? Steve Serda. He took the night off, but that's all right. Please head to our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, Foolish Club Media. If you do not do so,
what you gonna do?
If you are nearsighted or farsighted, you have glasses, they will break. And they will break at the most unopportune time for them to break on you. You won't see it coming, but they will break. So to avoid that, like and subscribe.
You know, I haven't liked and subscribed, and that actually happened to me last night.
Well,
I was somewhere, and they started a mosh pit, and it was this little kid, too, like this kid that was like maybe like 18, 19 years old or something like that. He just starts going like crazy for the very last song of the band. And he starts like pushing me. I'm just like, hey, hold on now. So I stiff arm him real quick. And then he kind of keeps going and starts flailing his arms. All of a sudden, boom, glasses, ground. And then like a huge mosh pit starts behind us. So they step on my glasses, break my glasses, dude. First pair of glasses ever, dude. And they fucking broke them.
You still hitting up these spots with mosh pits, huh?
I am what I am. That's all that I am, sir.
Still,
you know,
is there an age where you're like, man, I don't know if I want to be in the mosh pit. Like, is there a time frame? Clearly, you have not reached it. But is it getting old yet? Is it getting?
I mean, there are some shows that I go to where I'm just like, I'm not going to do all that. You know, you see people like straight up punching each other in the face. I'm like, I'm just going to chill back here. You know what I mean? Yesterday was kind of a surprise mosh pit. Like I said, it was an encore song, not even the very last song, the encore songs for the band, and a mosh pit just kind of broke out. And I was like, okay, shit, this is happening. And usually like I'm cool, you know what I mean? I'll just kind of put my arm out there real quick, just let them know like, hey, while you're doing your thing, I'm here, so don't hit me. But this one kid, I mean, I guess like felt it too much, was really feeling the music, lost his shit, just kind of kept going. And I kind of had to check him a couple of times. I was like, hey, chill. Knocking glasses.
Knocking glasses off. I'm hot.
Yeah,
I didn't pay a little bit too much damn money to be getting my glasses knocked off. Shout out to the hockey game that's going on right now. We don't really talk much hockey at all. Just in my quest to be against it. But the Stanley Cup Finals, Florida and Edmonton, 2 goals have just gone here in the last about 5 minutes, including Florida, who's up 2-1 in the series, defending champions. These two teams met last year. Florida is down 4-3 with 19 seconds left, and they just got a goal to now tie it. Now they're going to go into overtime, and so good for them. Good for hockey. Do you think? Kinda.
They're the Oilers, right? Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers, Florida Panthers. There you go. There has not been a Stanley Cup champion from the country of Canada since 1993. And that has got to be very difficult for them because this is their sport. And they just can't get a win. I believe the Montreal Canadiens, 1993, the last team to win this puppy. So that's probably about as much as we'll talk hockey this month. So,
no, let's talk more. Let's talk some more hockey. How do you feel about the Rangers?
The New York Rangers?
Yeah.
I don't feel anything about them.
I thought the Dallas Stars were going to take it, you know what I mean? But they faced off with the Oilers, and then they lost. It kind of sucked. Not fun.
What made you think that the Stars were going to take it?
I was just hoping they were going to take it because, they're from Texas and, everything's
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. I thought, because
hoping.
You said, I thought they were going to take it. I thought you may have had some analysis coming from the hockey.
No, I didn't know. There's no sports analysis for me, just vibes. You know what I mean?
Just vibes.
Just vibes. That's all I got. But my vibes are usually right. Like, I mean, can we talk about it? Can we talk about the fact that the Pacers are actually killing it? And I was right. Your boy was right.
Were you? I don't. What did you say?
I said
about the
Pacers? So I said the Pacers. I need them to beat the Knicks. I need them to beat the Knicks. And then while you were away in Aruba, whatever, Aruba, if you want to call it Aruba, and then he was at the YMCA. He was right up the street. But
no, when I take off, I'm truthful about where I'm going. Damn it.
Okay, cool, man. Hey, you ain't got a lot of kick it. It's all right. But I told Serda, I was just like, hey, look, I think the Pacers are going to take it. And he was just like, even you said it at one point. You were just like, nah, OKC's a better team. They're a better team. And I was like, hey, don't sleep on the Halley band. The Halley band, don't do it.
Not sleeping on them.
Don't
No,
do it. Don't sleep on
it. We talked about it last night in your absence. I think last night was the first time I really believed the Pacers could actually win the series. And now I think not only are they up 2-1, but the way they play, well, them boys OKC was tired, and this is what happened to the Knicks as the series went on. The way the Pacers play, I mean, they are playing by their name. That pace,
Pacers,
up
yeah,
and down, man.
Very true.
That's big. As I was getting ready to get on this show, we were talking. You just brought up Aruba. It really brought up my thought process of that was coming back was like my thought of this is the biggest reason. Now you ain't got no graphic for this one. This would, because I just made it up on my head. This is one of the biggest reasons why I felt like I need to come up off some of this weight. I really, I do, and we're doing pretty good, but I feel like I need to come up off this weight, and I just feel like my entire experience flying, and I think maybe you can maybe relate to some of this because
well, I don't have the money to fly, obviously.
Well, I'm sure you
so
can. You've flown to San Antonio or Dallas. I mean, you can do
why
that.
would I fly to San Antonio?
We're not talking about Aruba.
That's a 3-hour drive, my boy.
I know you have flown somewhere, but you may have this in a different way. But like my airplane and flying, I don't even want to call it anxiety, but it is a little anxiety. But the process of which my mind goes, I want to relinquish myself from that because it came to me flying to Aruba and back.
Like, what's the basis of the anxiety?
Well, my process is, please don't let me sit by somebody else that's kind of big. That's the whole thought process. I will work over if I'm Southwest to make sure I get that AC, but then I was flying United, right? And I felt all right, you get to pick your seat, but then you don't know who's going to be next to you. On the way down there, this is what I do when I fly. All right, here we go. Okay, especially if I'm flying by myself. If I'm flying with the fam, I got kids. I mean, I got 3 kids under 11. So one of them's going to sit in between me or wherever, and we're good, baby. We can lift up. We got plenty of space. But the worst nightmare is for me to run into a dude like you. or to run into a dude that's broad shoulders.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. And for me, like I do it. Like I remember I thought I was in good shape on the way to Aruba. I looked and I could see in my little terminal area. I'm like, hey, in my gate area rather. I'm like, hey, it ain't nothing but about 38 people on here, man. We should be straight. I didn't hear the lady making any calls of, hey, if you will be willing to check a bag right now for no cost. And by the way, listening to that racket, I am never, ever freely checking a bag because especially if I think it's going to be a flight that is full. Oh no, they get these suckers checked for free. And it's $40. But anyway, I get on there. I said I'm in good shape. Had the whole road to myself. Was all good. On the way back, after getting through customs for 3 hours, I saw that gate to Houston, and it was like 115 people in that gate. I don't know how many people was going to be on this, but I could tell this was going to be a full flight. And so immediately I started scouring and scouting other people that I want to avoid, hoping that aren't, because I'm on 11 with the aisle seat, and I am just scouting. Please, don't you be inside. Don't you be. I'm looking, and I found about 5 or 6 people, couple ladies that I felt like would be a good match if we were sitting next to each other, and about 3 or 4 guys. Man, I got up on there. I'm walking through. I I envy. There are some of you probably listening right now. Or watching right now. I envy those Osita that just get on the plane. They don't care if they're in group A, B, C. They don't care because they
just don't have to worry about it.
They're all right sitting. It's not in their mind. Like they gonna be comfortable no matter. Maybe they don't want to sit by somebody creepy or something, but that ain't on their mind. I'm getting on there, and from the front of the plane, Osita, I am staring down and counting where's 11, and I finally could see it from the back, and I see there's a guy and a lady. The lady's on the window, the guy's in the middle. And I'm thinking, oh, he gonna switch this right. I sat there. Dude he was probably about 240 pounds, maybe in his 50s or 60s. And I'm thinking he gonna go ahead and switch with his skinny wife sitting right there in that window. Nah, man. We just sat right there, shoulder to shoulder the whole way. I mean, I'm telling you, if he was maybe 20 pounds heavier, I may have tried to maybe just see if that was an option. If
You're
the
like,
switching of
her. Come on, my guy.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, because this was 5 hours. This 5-hour flight, Jack. Like I just want us to be. That was like, I'm like, I gotta come off this way because that is too much. That is too much thinking. Now I know there's some other cats out there that are rolling around thinking like, oh my God. I mean, like I can't imagine them dudes over 6 foot. That's over 250. Maybe like yourself.
Me?
Like those dudes. Like, because we in there like this, Jack.
See, it's never a problem of like the width. I just be chilling. Like I keep to myself. But my problem is I got long ass legs, and so my legs will dig into the back of like if I take a bus somewhere, like I have to make sure I have the right bus seat. Like when I was a kid, like I used to take a bus to North Carolina every year with like the YMCA or whatever, and there's like one row that's like a little bit longer than the rest. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I would always have to.
You need to be sitting in that exit row, that middle exit row, that one where
right by the toilet. Nah, man, I'm good.
No, but that's the one with the longer legs.
Hard pass. The one by the toilet. No, thank you.
Oh,
no,
man,
thank you.
Crazy.
After hour 12 of eating gas station burritos and shit with a bunch of teenagers at the time. No, thank you. I'm good. Hard pass. Hard pass.
Nah, man, it's motivation, man. Like I just want to get to a point, man, where I just roll in there and sit and just sit, and not have to be aggressive with on Southwest. And I picked this up from Clint on Southwest. When you got an aisle seat and you holding that middle one, it's going to be a thick one. I think about we now get aggressive and we see maybe a female, somebody that is a comfortable seat next to us. We'll get out and say, "Hey, man, I got one right here if you want it." To be aggressive, just so you don't get so you don't get linked up with Tommy and his big ass.
Well, what are you doing as far as like working out? What's your workout schedule consist of?
Oh man, I'm out here. I'm out here right now. I'm about 5-6 times a week getting in. I've been really I probably do weights and stuff maybe 3 to 4 times a week. Mm-hmm. But this has been about 2 or 3 weeks now. But I've been on, like today I just went and did like 45 minutes on that incline joint.
Yeah.
Did a little walking incline. Just did.
You got one at your house?
No, I got a Peloton at the house that I wasted money on. But
just like everybody else during COVID.
Yeah,
everybody else during COVID, man.
I ran stock into it. I put a little stock in that beast.
Yeah.
But nah, man, it's good. I go to a little neighborhood gym, hit it, knock it out, and I've been feeling good. But man, I just maybe not the next time, but maybe next year. I just want to get up on that flight and just feel good and comfortable. Just be like, man, I don't give a damn where I sit, baby. All good, or who I sit next to. Hey, by the way, you see.
What's up? Go ahead. I was just gonna say, if I could drop 20, I'll be straight. Chilling.
You can do that easy.
You do that easy. 20. I'm good.
You see this fool, Antonio Brown?
Yup.
this report coming out from the Washington Post. They had to check that and make sure it's real. Antonio Brown, former Pittsburgh Steeler, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, is wanted by authorities in Miami-Dade County on criminal charges of attempted murder related to shooting at a celebrity boxing event in May. Reported from the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be. He is a real difficult one for me, and he is one that really annoys me in a big way because I think so many people turn to, and I agree that it is fair and I understand why they do, but so many people turn to CTE, the head trauma from playing football for so long, and I'm not going to say that's not a legit part of the thing with him, but like some people are just assholes. Like some people like, and that's one of the biggest things for me with CTE to separate is how much is this really like the brain injury, which I believe is legit, that constantly causes things. And then some of it is how much of it is you're a dickhead and an asshole and just a bad person. And you would be doing similar things had you just been sitting in an office your whole life rather than playing football. And I think so many times when he has his antics, because he has Kanye West level antics, and I don't think Kanye's played it down, right? But nobody's like, and I do think this has a sense of mental health and all of it. I think obviously the man has issues, but like, and there's videos out of this of him stomping the hell out of somebody, and apparently, like some of this has led to it. But I just like it is Osita. It is hard for me to just look at him and categorize his behavior and repeated offense of behaviors and repeated things that he does to, man, that dude got CTE, man. That's just what happens. Like it is hard for me to just go there with him on that.
I mean, in this situation, and I'm just looking at it right now. I mean, I feel like CTE, the most you can give it is maybe like a lack of awareness or like a lack of like logical thinking or like decision making skills.
Oh, like it has been serious stuff. Like dudes, Sayaf killed himself, and guys like that have heard. It's a serious Mike Webster. It's a serious thing that makes guys act unlike their normal selves.
Yeah,
because of it. But he to me is the poster child of, hey, let's pump the brakes on just putting everybody in that same box.
I'm unfamiliar. So what else has he done? You said he stomped somebody out. What else did he do?
Oh, Antonio Brown. I mean, this dude like almost killed somebody by throwing furniture off the top of his.
Jesus Christ! What?
Yeah, he threw like a couch. He threw like a chair, a love seat, or something, and almost killed somebody at the top of his high rise. Like he just, I mean, and like just Antonio. I mean, he in the last several years.
That'd be a hilarious cartoon death, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just a couch coming down, just oh my god.
He's gotten into. I mean, obviously altercations, physical fights, all this stuff. Like, and he just does, and he has like unhinged verbal stuff like Kanye does, right? Like he just. Like Tom Brady was somebody he was close with. Tom Brady really liked him for some reason, took him into his home, and then he just said and did some real just fucked up shit in terms of Tom Brady, and their relationship is just pretty much over. He's just got a list of just like none of this is surprising, right? That he's gotten himself into this, and it just seems like so many push and press this towards. Like, man, he took a real hit in a playoff game against the Bengals. Vontaze Burfict laid him out, concussion, hit him in his head, clear head trauma from the hit. And a lot of people have said he's really acted different from that point. I don't know. Like his last game on the field, Osita, he I don't even think he got ejected. He got pulled out of the game by his own team, and then he made the decision to just strip naked almost on the way out. Like if you go look at, he just took all his. He was not kicked out of the game. His team just pulled him off the offense and had him on the bench, and instead of riding out the rest of the game,
Ron.
He took his. No, I'm sure you go look at.
I know. Hear me out for a second. What about this doesn't scream mental illness though? What about all the things you just told me does not scream, yell from the mountaintops?
Well, I'm not saying it's
illness.
I'm not saying it's not mental illness. What I'm saying is, like, I don't necessarily believe it's CTE, and it has come from the fact that, like, the bulk of this has come from the fact of, like, this dude has suffered brain trauma because of his football actions. I think Antonio Brown was an asshole before he got and was playing football. I think he is just a bad person.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a combination of the both. You take a bad person, somebody with some mental illness, and you keep hitting them over the head with the rock over and over again, they're going to come out a little crazy.
But like, do you think, like, again, like Kanye? I think that's mental illness.
I think it's mental illness. I think it's nitrous. I think it's the pressures of fame. I think it's the fact that he never grieved his mother properly, so that caused people to break. Like, have you seen that movie Straw on Netflix?
I ain't watched that yet, but I almost was going to watch that on the plane.
It's good, and it is a perfect example of how traumatic experiences that are not dealt with properly can lead somebody to do insane things.
No, and
things that are completely unlike them. And whether that lasts a long time or lasts a short amount of time, whatever. But you know, it's still shit like that. I mean, fucks you up, man.
Like, and I think a lot of people who do evil, bad shit, I think there's a portion of mental health that goes with that, right? I think Timothy McVeigh was a bad person. I also think Timothy McVeigh dealt with mental health issues, right? Yeah. And I think it came out, but I don't think it was, all right, man, he played football, so like that, like to me, I wouldn't say as a parent, like, man, the fear of potential CTE, and then to say, I don't know if I want my kid to play football because I don't want him to suffer from what Antonio Brown suffered from. I think if Antonio Brown was an accountant, he would be having issues. I think if he worked at a certain job, he would have issues.
Now, aren't sports kind of a reason why, you know, some people put people in sports to give them
an outlet,
maybe an outlet or a structure or, you know, just something to keep them in line. You know what I mean? Like something that they can follow, some sort of rules that they can follow because they, you know, might not have the greatest home life, or they might be a little different. You know what I mean? Like, hasn't that always kind of been the case of, like, we put this kid into sports because he just had a little bit too much energy, or like he just liked to hit people all the time, so we put him in football.
Try to get some structure. And yeah.
So I mean, like, would you, like, knowing if you had a child like Antonio Brown that exhibited some maybe some pathology with them that was like a little bit different when they were a young kid, would you, and he was your child currently right now with what you know about CTE, would you put him in sports?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would put him in sports. I'm just simply saying I wouldn't then, if we're going to continue with this analogy, I wouldn't then, if he started acting like Antonio Brown, I wouldn't then all of a sudden say, man, this is what football did to him. That's what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it didn't have anything to do with it. And like you said, I think you made a good point of when you combine somebody who is already a little, a little off, clearly, and maybe has some mental health issues that are beyond CTE, and then you add, the hits to the head that he's maybe taken or whatever, it may then make this a bigger deal or whatever. I don't know what's going to come of this. Like, I wouldn't, like, Antonio Brown has appeared to be on a track that leads to, man, it leads, how people always say you're gonna end up in jail.
Yeah, dead or in jail. Yeah.
Like, it feels like the place that he is heading is in a place like that. And and he just, he gets on. And that's the bad thing is, man, I am somebody, like we've talked, like I've worked with at-risk youth. I've dealt with little Antonio Browns. He is hard for me to even have compassion for. In that, which is not something that is normal for me. Like his whole act is just, dude, man. It's like Kanye. It's really, and it's funny. Those two did it. Those two did music together, I believe.
Oh, really?
Oh, you don't remember Antonio Brown's?
No.
He did one from the pit to the palace. I believe that's what it was called. Off of Pittsburgh. Yeah, he did a little something. I think Kanye was gonna have him open for him. Those two have the same thought. They think alike. They were cool together. They understood each other.
I bet you those conversations were fucking insane.
Oh man, Doug. Yeah, man. I think they're both they're special. But you ain't heard that Pit to the Palace or something like that.
Nah, I'll check that out afterwards.
No, it's god awful. Oh, it's as bad as you would think it is. I mean, he's touching Wayne though, but it's bad. I do, man. I want to be like, man, I'm gonna pray for that brother, but I am. But it is like he gets under my skin, man. And I hope to God that, because I think he is somebody that. Maybe dangerous is too strong, but I do. He is so unpredictable and thinks he's above things by the way he acts. Like I feel like something serious may roll around and happen with little buddy. But I don't know, man. They got this dude on attempted murder.
Attempted murder.
Like that's hot right there.
That's higher than aggravated assault. You get aggravated assault, then you get attempted murder. You know what I mean? Aggravated assault is just like you used a weapon to hurt somebody. You get assault. Have you seen the
videos or the photos of him stomping the shit out of people?
No.
Yeah. And then it looked like maybe, like the way it seemed, looked like he had gone to the car or something to get. I don't know, man. Dude is wild, man. He is wild. I wonder if they're gonna let him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you ain't got to be. You ain't got to give up too much information if you don't want to on this. But everybody here who listens to the nightly fix every night, shout out to the 800 we had last night. Shout
Ooh,
out to
800.
the growing numbers we have tonight and a couple of nights ago. Everybody knew you had a little church date yesterday, and you told us early in the week if you wasn't going to be able to make it on the show, it's because it went well. And at that point, I don't know if Serda knew or the audience knew, but I sure as hell knew that you weren't going to be coming in the next day as soon as you made that statement. Whether the damn thing was good or not, you had set too good of a seed, and then and that was it. But you ain't got to go into details. But this is the lady who had the power to get you to stop smoking. This is the lady who had the power in just seeing you again to come to a Wednesday night church service.
Yeah.
And obviously you then said it ended in a mosh pit. I don't know if you left from her or what, but you don't have to give us, as they would say, on one of the great classics that Serda said he's seen. By the way, Serda is going to watch Poetic Justice next week.
Okay.
If you call that.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
But in the great words of the movie House Party, starring Kid and Play, and Sheree, when my man said, "Give me the 411 on what color were the panties," you ain't got to give me that much. But I mean, did we have a good step last night? Did we have a good time last night?
Yeah, yesterday was actually really fun, man.
Oh man, the way you said that, I feel like it didn't go.
No. It went about as well as I thought it should have gone for us hanging out for the first time in years. You know what I mean? Since us meeting or whatever. Went to church. Saw the praise and worship team. We actually both didn't stay long because
hell yeah.
Well, because there was so she also works in live music. She works in production. Like she worked the Beyonce Bowl game or whatever here in Houston. She does like huge productions for large concerts in Houston, right? And she's also like a really, really, really good artist. But then she also goes to church like crazy. But I was like, hey, like completely forgot there was a show that was supposed to happen like last year that got rescheduled. I had bought tickets last year. It got rescheduled to yesterday. I told her, I was like, hey, I'm not actually going to be able to make it for too long because I have tickets to go see Death from Above. And she was like, oh shit, I forgot that show is happening. I was like, well, I have an extra ticket. Do you want to go? And she was like, yeah, I would love to go.
Just an extra ticket laying around, huh?
Just an extra ticket, Sometimes you got to buy two just in case. So we go to church or whatever. We hang out for the praise and worship. We leave like probably 30 minutes into it. Both of us hop into her car, go to the show, have a good time. We talk a little bit in between sets and everything. I mean, she's as cool as I remember. Everything was, going well. And then at the end of the night, dropped her off, just dropped her off because she's a nice young lady and I'm a gentleman. And, and I'm not finna crack. I'm not finna crack on the first date with the church girl. Come on now. Like I gotta take some time.
Yeah, do you? Oh, but it was a good night. It was a good night.
But it was a good night. It was a really good night. It was a fun night. I had a good time.
By the way, Edmonton the Oilers just tied the series up. Woo! Just won in overtime, and they win 5-4, and the series is tied as they head back to Edmonton. So this is now looking like a really good series that will at least go 6, probably 7, potentially with these two teams. So shout out to them. I'm watching this because I think we live in cities that are city that's like this. Because I'm looking at Florida's in Miami. And so, like, I look at those certain cities, like what Drake say, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Yeah.
I would, Vegas is kind of new, but they go into this. I would put Miami in that, especially from a sports fan perspective.
Mm-hmm.
They are very, very interesting towns. Like I watch Florida, and like I'm sure their fan base is into it, but like when you go to Edmonton, it is life.
Yeah. It's
It is,
all they got up there.
and if we're watching the playoffs with the Thunder and the Pacers, those two bad boys, it is life.
Yeah.
Let the Rockets or the Heat be in that in that finals. In the finals, they're gonna be rolling in there. Maybe 4 to 5 minutes. It's gonna be a good amount of people rolling there 4 or 5 minutes into the first quarter. Like it is just not as not. I don't want to say as important to the fan base because I don't know that that's fair. It is just such a different feel in those cities compared to some of these other ones. There was like I'm watching right now. They're just put the camera in Edmonton. They are filling up the arena inside and outside of it like the game's happening there. That's what the party is.
See. Well, when you're talking about teams like Edmonton, a city like Edmonton, I can only imagine it's a small town in which they grew up probably playing hockey the same way that we grew up playing football. You know what I mean? Florida doesn't really fuck with hockey like that. I'm actually kind of surprised that Florida has a hockey team.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean? Like
but Florida, but it's not just let's call it Miami. It's not Florida. This is in Miami, right?
Yeah.
I'm just but it's like they fuck with basketball, but it isn't. It's just like Houston is fucks with football, just like Atlanta loves basketball or whatever. But when you go to them bad boys, there is just a different feel of hunger.
Yeah.
Like it seems like from the fan base. And I think a big part of it is, which I don't think it's a coincidence, is there are a lot of people that aren't, from there that live there.
Yeah.
There and
transitional cities.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of and then the vibe is just kind of different. I always don't know if I really believe it. Oh, is there so much stuff to do in certain places? There's so much to do in New York. There's a lot to do in LA. I don't get the same vibes as that.
Like here in Houston?
Like from like LA and New York.
Yeah.
I don't get the same vibe. Like I think LA and New York from a fan's perspective, and those are the two biggest cities. Now let's throw Chicago in that too.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to do in Chicago, but I almost think Chicago's unfair because a lot of people from Chicago don't leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they don't have an influx of just everybody coming in. Because like Houston, Miami, Atlanta, they got people from, Arizona that moved there. They got people from Iowa that moved there. I think most people that moved to Chicago are other people in the Midwest.
Yeah, other people in the Midwest.
You know
that's kind of their focal point, the cool city to move to and stuff like that.
But New York and LA is a melting pot. A lot of people move to those cities, but it just seems like they have much more of a fan base of people that also don't leave. Which is where it just feels different. Those two cities do combined to those other ones we just talked about.
We've talked about this before. I mean, Chicago excluded. Like New York and LA have like legacy teams, you know what I mean? Whereas if we're talking about Houston, like we don't necessarily have a team that my great grandfather was into. You know what I mean? It's not
I bet you. Well, the Astros and the Rockets. I'm with you. The Texans started when I was in high school. Yeah, so, I mean that's not. But the Rockets and the Astros aren't. Obviously, they're not the Yankees and the Dodgers, right? And the Lakers, right? But I mean, they're old. They're more than 50 years old. Like, I mean,
and you're also naming some teams that like people around the world love. You know what I mean? Like literally, people wear a Yankees hat just because it's a fucking Yankees hat. They wear a Dodgers hat just because they want to wear something with LA on it because they want to prove that they've been to LA. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but also in those cities, like the Lakers fans are LA. They're from LA too, right? And I don't know, it's a different vibe. Like when the Lakers are in the playoffs and there's a big game, it is different than when Miami and Houston are in the playoffs in a big game, because like I've done this talking about, like, it was the craziest thing to just moving here, just kind of seeing that of like, hey man, football team is on national television.
yeah,
It's Sunday Night Football. Guys, get in here on time. Like it, you know what I mean? Like that's the other part with, because
I do remember that rant. That rant was epic, by the way. I completely forgot about that.
But I think Miami deals with this. I think Houston deals with this. I think Atlanta deals with this, to where they just they rolling in like that's what it is. That's what it feels like in them cities. That's as it comes to mind. And I put Vegas in this, but it's hard to put Vegas in it because they just got teams. But it feels like. Are you happy with yourself? Do you feel good about it? Do you feel good about it? Did you get that out of your system?
Yeah, that
but
was
it
fun.
feels it feels
kept
like
going too. It kept going. I thought I was gonna play one time.
It feels like people in those cities like go to the games as it's just another one of the things to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all of them. There are some sicko fans in Houston and Atlanta, and you know them, and I talk to them every day. But the bulk, it feels like, one, there are a lot of people who aren't from that city, so they don't have as much equity built up. And it does feel like, hey, man, we're just going to another, like, event. We're going to another place. As if we're going to the damn turkey leg hut. It's like we're going to the game. As if we're
R.I.P. That spot. That spot's dead, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they act like that. And in these other spots, Edmonton, shit, it ain't going to no other place. This is church.
Life.
This is
their
church.
life.
The Pacer fans,
biggest thing they have going on.
The Pacer fans, they sitting there, they're thinking about this all night right now.
Yeah,
they can't get there. It's just a different feeling.
When's the next game? Is it like Friday or?
It's tomorrow. It's Friday.
Okay, cool. So I was like, damn, I hope it wasn't going to be like too much space in between.
Well, they trying to. They trying to. All right, let's do a heat check. Quit all that yawning, Mo.
So, okay, I was thinking about the fact that when Serda and I, it's kind of perfect that Serda's not here, but when Serda and I talk music, it seems a little excludatory to you, Ronald, because you don't necessarily, you're always like, oh yeah, I don't got it. Oh, I got it. I don't got it. So it made me think about.
I'm just taking it in. I'm just listening and taking it in.
I understand completely. But, this platform has been a way for me to, get into sports. Like, I was at the show last night, but I was checking the Pacers game scores on my phone while I was at the show. You know what I mean? Something that I would not have done a year ago. So this being my foray into sports and making sports more important to my life, it's been an eye-opening experience, right? For Serda, you took something that you loved, movies, and you said, hey, maybe Serda hasn't really checked out too many black movies. Let's put him onto some black movies and see if, he'll like them. And he's found some that he loves, found some that he didn't like so much. But
apparently he really liked Fresh.
He really liked Fresh. That's what I'm saying. And that's something that would have never happened prior to this podcast. So I was thinking about the fact that him and I have had these eye-opening experiences, me with sports, him with black movies. What have you had, Ronald? What have you had?
First off, it's Ron. That's what it is.
Ronald.
I have the ability to learn more. I'm learning so much about music and film. I am.
Okay. So
just listening to YouTube.
I want to start off with a test. Okay. I want to see what albums you have and you don't have that you've actually listened to. You can say you've listened to. Okay. All right.
Have you ever heard my top 5 artists?
I'm sure Kings of Leon is somewhere on there.
Shit, Jim, you're right, baby. Go ahead.
I know. All right. The Beatles, Abbey Road. Have you listened to that album before?
Absolutely.
You have.
I believe I've listened to Abbey Road. I've definitely listened to Sgt. Pepper's, but I believe Abbey Road. Yes, that's the one where they're walking across, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Have you listened to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon?
No, I ain't got that.
Okay, that's one. Have you listened to Nirvana, Nevermind?
Oh, absolutely. I got lithium for you. I can
Okay.
roll. I can roll through that one.
Okay. Have you listened to Radiohead, OK Computer?
I have not listened. Is Radiohead? Is that Tom York?
Yeah.
I have not listened to any Radiohead, but I have seen a lot about them. I've not listened to Oasis either. Please don't give me that album.
Have you listened to Fleetwood Mac Rumors?
Is Rihanna on that?
Rhiannon? I think it is actually.
If it is, I have listened to that.
Let me Google that real quick.
If that song is on it, I have run through. Is that dun 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 dun?
Yeah. Let's see. Nope, it's not on it. It's not on it. But there are some really good songs. Okay, so
is that their best album?
That is by far their best album. Rumors. Okay. Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die.
Of course.
Outkast, Stankonia.
Oh, Outkast is almost in my top 5. H.E. Aliens, all of them.
Okay. Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's his best one.
I
am partial to like the Late Rich, like those first two still
Late Registration and Graduation are good, but that was like a masterpiece of an album.
Yeah.
Like he really like conducted that well and like brought all these like different parts together to create something bigger than himself.
Yeah, you go deeper than I do. Yeah. Lauryn Hill, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, absolutely. Stop it.
How did you did I say Lauryn Hill?
You tipped that off. I got that.
Okay, my bad. Michael Jackson, Thriller.
Absolutely.
Prince, Purple Rain.
Oh, Jesus. I'm more of a sign of the times guy, but go ahead.
Beyonce, Lemonade.
Yes.
Of course. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue.
I feel bad, but I've not listened to that.
Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Oh, great one. Many people believe that's the number one album, best album of all time. I believe it's number one on Rolling Stone's top 500. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Yes. Great album.
Okay. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks.
No.
Joni Mitchell, Blue.
What'd you say?
Joni Mitchell, Blue.
Not a chance in hell.
Yeah. Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison.
No.
Nope.
Not a chance.
Daft Punk, Discovery.
No. Nope. I do like a little Daft Punk, but I've not listened to that.
The Clash, London Calling.
No. Don't even know who they are.
So you're about 50-50, which is actually better than I thought it was going to be. You kind of got me with the Beatles and the Pink Floyd.
I haven't heard Pink Floyd. I got Beatles.
You got me with the Beatles and the Nirvana. Sorry. And I definitely got you on the jazz. I knew that was going to fuck you up from the jump. But look, man, there's a world of music that I feel like you should be exposed to, and I feel like I would be remiss if I wasn't the person to expose you to them. So, hear me out. I have a proposal for you. The same way that we do Black Movie Review on Wednesdays, on Fridays, Thursdays, I would like to do, we'll come up with the name, a working title, but rock music review or music review in general. Ronald's Music Review, where I give you an album and I want you to listen to it as the artist intended from start to finish and give me your thoughts about it.
You know what? I'll work it.
Okay.
All right. See, I feel like personally, I feel like I am somebody that is decently versed. Again, I will say, I've not listened to a lot of the albums, but I have been very intrigued, and I know a ton about a lot of bands that like you had. Now listen, I don't know a lot of Pearl Jam, but I know a lot about Eddie Vedder and crew. I've watched a lot, but I've not listened to any of their albums. Right?
I just see here's my hope from this is that some of the taste that me and Serda have, and obviously him and I have, some we share some of the similar music tastes. Some of that might, rub off onto you, and we can hopefully expand your taste as well and get you to listen to some full albums like the artist intended, and maybe the viewers at home might take a listen and, it'll turn them on to some music as well. Because while y'all are turning me on to sports, I figured I might as well do my duty and turn y'all on some music. Fair?
Fair. What? So, you talking any art? Are we talking classic shit? We talking?
So we're gonna start off with some classics. Like, I'm not just gonna give you like random grindcore, like some fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that you won't even like understand what they're saying type shit. But I mean, I want to get okay. Start off with Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I want you to listen to it from front to back. And what did you say, Thursday? You want to do Thursday?
Next Thursday? All right, yeah, give me a week.
All right, I'll give you a week.
What's it called again? Let me see.
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
I feel like you are really almost disgusted that I just said that. What's it called again?
No. I'm not discussing it at all. Like, I feel like this is what it's gonna be fun for me because like it'll be like what I've been doing with the Black movie reviews, or these are like some of the movies I know, some of the movies I don't know. I've been trying to watch them as he's been watching them if I do have the time. And considering I listen to a shit ton of music, this will also give me a chance to kind of like revisit some things. Some songs, some albums that I haven't listened to in a while.
Does this have one of their biggest hits?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
Is this the one that's got Breathe and Time and Us and Them?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let's see. It's a little 10 shot album. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah. All right. We could do that. You really tried to sucker me into.
Hey, I'm just trying to, share what I love to the people that I love. You know what I mean? We got this relationship going on. You're trying to be in my wedding, right? You're going to be my wedding without knowing the music I'm playing?
No, yes. Exactly. Absolutely, I can.
No. Yes, I can. The best part about hearing songs at a wedding or a concert is knowing every single word. So you can just sit there.
Either.
Yes, it is. Sometimes, why would you want to go to a Beyonce concert if you don't know the words?
Sometimes not all the songs are for you, right? One time I had to go with my wife. She was running the suite. Somebody had to go do it. I had to go do and listen to New Kids on the Block. I didn't have all them. I had some of them. I didn't have all them. I will tell you, I enjoyed the performance they put on though.
I'm sure you did.
I'm not saying I love the songs or whatever. I got into it. I was up there getting it in with Donnie and them, but I could appreciate the performance. I could. All right.
Well, it would have been better had you known the entire thing. The entire catalog.
Take us home, Nasty.
It would have been great. Hey, look. Unlike last night, I made sweet, sweet love to a beautiful French girl. And then my dad came home.